This party started and
Hey.
All right, you guys, we are back. This is the podcast, Sightcast. You all know and love called Really Bitch. Why didn't you say it?
What? He never does.
I don't think I've said it once.
I didn't know you never said it.
It's tradition.
We are here today.
You don't watch the video back?
Shut up. I do. Shut up. Anyway, it's been a few weeks. Life has happened. Things have gone on. We hadn't had a chance to really meet up, but we are here to give you guys our 2 cents on some shit that has been going down. It's been a lot going on these last few weeks. So we're just going to touch on a few things. So
I actually watched the news.
You know,
some stuff going on.
Right.
It's
so much drama in
wait a minute.
DMV.
I need somebody.
It's kind of hard being a little old lean to see.
Hey, get it. Get it.
Shit, like every single day. Like,
get it. Looking at his face.
All right. That's what I signed up for.
We've been singing all morning though, really. Like we've really been doing our best life all morning. No, we have been. Okay. So, first of all, let me let's catch up. Like it's been a few weeks. I know last month was National what?
National Life Insurance Awareness Month.
Life Insurance Awareness Month.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
I didn't either, but if they got National Daughter Day, they make up shit all the time.
Well, this was not made up.
But the government did this one.
Government put it out there.
So tell us, what is the importance of having what do we need to be aware of? Tell us.
Well, life insurance is very important. It's not just for when you pass away to leave something behind. Because most people think, well, when I die, I was going to leave people some money, which is, the basis of life insurance dating back to whatever BC when it became a thing.
BC? Okay.
Yeah, Google it.
Jesus had life insurance?
Before coverage.
Apparently not. but
he's going to hell.
But the thing is,
he didn't need it. He came back. It's a 3-day visit.
Oh, they're going to hell.
He didn't die on vacation.
Oh, Jesus.
Saying, wow, the thought gone.
Wasn't me. It wasn't me.
God, really? I think
the importance of life insurance.
Go back. I'm sorry, I'm going to just shut up. The importance of life insurance, sir.
Most people don't know they don't have enough life insurance.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Because they say you're the main breadwinner in a household.
Right.
And people get life insurance just for their yearly salary. Okay, that's covering your family for 1 year.
Right.
What happens to the other?
The potential of how long you would have lived. Right.
So, it's recommended you get at least 10 years.
Okay.
Then that's just for your death benefit.
So it's not unreasonable for someone who, even only if they make, I shouldn't say only because I don't want to offend anybody, makes like $40,000 a year. They realistically should get a policy that potentially would provide for their family for 10 years.
Right.
So that 40 times 10 is what they should realistically be getting. Yeah. Okay.
At bare minimum. And
at the bare minimum. Okay.
More to it.
And for the math challenge, that's at least $400,000.
Oh, my bad. I thought. Okay. I just add zeros.
I just said for the math challenge.
Oh, okay.
Y'all ain't seen that Justin Timberlake movie? No,
all right. But also people don't understand that you can use life insurance while you're alive.
Okay. I do think a lot of people don't know that.
There are policies that generate cash value. Cash value that is your money, not income you have to claim.
Right.
It's income that you can get a loan from and not have to pay back. That is a place where you can actually put extra money that you have that'll give you a larger rate of return than the bank.
Okay.
That say if something were to happen, you would get into some legal trouble or whatever.
Like say you beat somebody up because they try to push you in a pool.
And they try to sue you. That is money that is still yours. Nobody can touch. It can't be touched. The reason why it can't be touched because the government said so. Because if those of you didn't know, a lot of these policies were offered to Congress first. And
you said health insurance? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This life insurance to them first. Then then it was off to the public.
And even just the basics. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off so bad. No, I was just gonna say everything you just said is absolutely valid, and I actually, not to tell too much of my business, but I actually did have a policy when I worked in DC for DC government, and I had that type of a policy, and I was able to borrow against it when I needed it, and I did need it for a lawyer. not for anything criminal. It was a civil situation, but I did use it for the retainer for my lawyer.
Right, and if you open a business, a small business, that's part of your like income, like collateral.
And I was doing the suing, not being sued, just to clear that up. Okay.
Like you're getting a business loan, they would ask you like, what are your assets? Life insurance policy is an asset.
Okay.
And also, one of the third things for a life insurance, a basic thing is, you know how much long-term care costs?
Yes and no.
Let's say a lot.
I was gonna say yes and no.
Lot.
I know I looked into it. I had to look into it when I got sick,
and you can actually tie long-term care as a rider onto your life insurance policy.
Okay.
So you actually be using. So if, like I said, use it while you're alive. So if something happens to you, slip or fall down, somebody pushes you off a bridge, something like that, and you need long-term care. You get older, and you need that. It can be instead of coming out of pocket, you can use your policy to cover that.
All right, so I know we were going to try to catch up last month and do one, but we weren't able to get it. So that was the month of September. So we're technically still in September. But you guys, anybody that's paying attention, that's listening, that's following us, if you don't have life insurance, please look into it. If nothing else, so that your family doesn't have to do a GoFundMe when you die. I mean, it's a lot of other things too, but at the bare minimum, please let's not.
Actually, before I forget, there is a policy that actually covers your final expenses.
Your final expenses? Well, that's what
no.
Oh, it's a different rider.
It's a different type of insurance. Like your life insurance doesn't come in enough time to put you in the ground. It comes like a month later.
Right, but there is mortgages, Lord.
But there is a life insurance policy that you can get I offer it. That when you pass, they will pay your family within 48 hours. It's just to cover your funeral expense.
Okay. All right.
Because when you do life insurance policy, as you're thinking, a lot of funeral homes will take it.
Right.
Knowing they're going to get paid.
But they charge a higher percentage.
Mm-hmm. Oh, see, I did not know that.
Okay,
I didn't know that. Right. I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. I'm blessed that I haven't had to deal with it a lot.
And the one offer actually comes with a concierge service. So they whatever your amount is, they'll like whatever you want, and you tell them what you want, and they just do the legwork. All
right. Well, so I just wanted to make sure I gave you the platform, and like I said, and what I will do when we post the video in the link, we will put your information. So if you're in the DMV area, can people even outside of the area contact you?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll post his information in the link. So if you are interested in just even getting just more information, I know you host weekly workshops to educate people.
Yep.
So if you live in the DMV area, you can always come to one of the workshops, but definitely reach out to Face, and we laugh and joke and bullshit, but our real jobs, we do real work, and so that's his real job, and that's something that everybody should have. So we'll post the information. Serious note, now let's get to the bullshit.
Well, and you're never too young to start thinking about
Absolutely not. Because
that's how my kids are going to college.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely not. And that's valid. I mean, that's valid. That is absolutely valid.
College fund. I got policies on both of them.
Hey, you should though. I think even Gerber offers
the grow up.
Yeah, the grow up. All right, so like I said, I'm just honestly, there's a part of me that really gets irked every time I see a GoFundMe go up when somebody passes away. I feel for the family and I feel bad, but it just irks me that people don't plan for something that we all know is coming.
In this case, you're wondering
I hate to say it that way,
the game is on.
Huh?
In case everybody was wondering because you was looking sideways.
I'm sorry.
The game is
on. Oh, because it is Sunday.
Thank you.
Speaking of which, can you hand me that, please? Can you hand me that?
No.
Please. No. Okay, I'm just gonna step over you. I'm gonna just hand me that. Okay. Can you hand me that, please? Right there. That.
What in the world? Oh, you know what? You're just gonna show your ass. Go ahead.
So,
all right.
Last Sunday.
That's how it's going down.
So last Sunday, I had the pleasure. I don't know if you guys follow me on the Instagram. That's also posted in the link. Mink and I went to the football game last week, and she is a Green Bay Packers fan, and I am a Washington team fan. And
Washington team.
I don't want to offend anybody by saying the name, but
like I started doing on TV, the Washington team.
The Washington team. So I got this lovely. I have to watch it because it still got from the game, but I watched this. My team came out a little victorious.
A little victorious.
Yes.
A little victorious.
On the battlefield, they were victorious and
we were victorious. And at the beginning of the game, Mink and I made a bet that the loser would have to buy the winner some paraphernalia. You know, some stuff with your team name on it. And at the beginning, we didn't really set a limit. You know, I think, you know, we didn't because
we were laughing and joking.
Yeah. So when the game was over and I was victorious.
Somewhere near the end of the fourth quarter, dollar sign started.
I started thinking, what am I going to get? What do I want? What do I want? And we went to Precious. And so we actually went by the gift shop on the way out, or one of the shops on the way out, because, you know, we were at my stadium. So there was stuff everywhere.
Of course.
And I got this really cute, it's different because I got shot glasses, I got coasters, I have shirts, I have jackets.
Yeah, so picture us in the store. I'm in my hat, my jersey, everything.
Oh, they was giving it to her.
Yes.
Oh, they were giving it to her. Melted cheese. Yes. That's what they kept. I kept saying I wanted a grilled cheese sandwich. That was mine. That was funny, isn't it? That was a funny one. Grilled cheese sandwich.
Look, I ain't scared of you, nigga.
I ain't scared of you.
Really? Okay.
No, you for too long, Slim. I ain't scared of you, man.
So this is what I got. Okay. I haven't used it yet. I'm going to take it to work. This is a Redskin. You see it's the number one. The Redskins number one. And what it actually is, it is a power pack. It's a charger. One of those power pack chargers. I thought that was really cute. It's different. I didn't have one. And I thought that was cute.
You have a power pack charger?
No, I don't.
So imagine how...
You do now.
I do now. So I just wanted to say thank you.
You're welcome.
For being
I'm a person of my
being
word.
a woman of your word.
Yes.
You know, when we were in there, I said, what's my limit? Because, you know, we friends. I ain't trying to be tripping, you know.
Right, you know.
And she said, girl, what you want? I said, I like this. And so we did.
And it was hard. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard because she is truly a diehard fan. So she had the store already. So I was like, okay, you know.
I mean, I've been a fan since
But
birth,
the thing is,
you know, it's hard to not have. But you know, did I? This was her first NFL game, right? This is your first time
going.
This was her first time at an NFL game, first time going to a game. Did I not buy you a commemorative pin?
I was gonna say, and you know, Classic is a true friend because she came right back and got me a pin with our team head and her team head and a date of the game and everything underneath of
to
it.
commemorate the occasion, right?
Just so you know what day you lost.
I know. It's okay. It's okay.
But it was fun.
I like it.
But it was a fun time. We had a good time though. We really did. We had a fun time. We had we were on the club level, so we was a little I was feeling a little VIP-ish, you know, and a little bit. And it was raining, so we could sit on inside and enjoy in the leather seats and eat partake of our food, and it was nice. We had a good time though. It was fun. I would do it again. I told her, the person that she got the tickets from, you know, whenever they don't want their seats, let me know. That was fun. It was a good time. You had to go next time. We had a good time.
All right, fair enough. I didn't seem like there was enough seats, but
Well, you're right.
All right.
Anyway,
next time, you know, that person doesn't use them, I'll let y'all know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, all right. So let's get to the real.
What are we gonna bet on if we go? Because you know, we both fans.
Well, you know, we do the FanDuel thing, so maybe we'll bet on like who FanDuel wins or something. I don't know.
All right, cool. We'll do that.
Because I won the pool. I won my FanDuel pool last week too. So it was just a great. Yeah, I did. It was funny because it came down to the fourth quarter of the Monday night game. Me and Don Juan Pablo. Well, we kept going back and forth. Like first quarter, I was in the lead, then he was in the lead. Then it literally was going back and forth.
So close.
Oh, so close. And he was talking. He was talking trash. I was like, I didn't even say nothing. I waited. Right. I waited to the very end because it ain't over till the fat lady sings. And bitch, I didn't sing yet.
Wow.
But I sang in the fourth quarter.
When you was counting your change.
You was warming up.
When I was counting
my
money.
What was you singing?
I was singing, I'm living my best life. Hey! Ain't going back and forth with you niggas.
Live my best.
That's right. All right, let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. So first of all, fortunately or unfortunately, however you choose to look at it, I'm not even going to say that. I'm not going to say that. Bill Cosby went to jail, damn it. And the reason why I was saying unfortunately, not because I don't think he deserves to go to jail, because I'm certainly not one of these people that are out here making excuses and apologies for Bill Cosby. I believe he's guilty. I believe that he did the crime, and I believe that he deserves to go to jail.
All right. Distractions.
I'm sorry, yeah, my bad. I said it on the podcast, I believe. I didn't think that he would actually go to jail. So that's why I say fortunately, because I was shocked. I thought he would get like a suspended sentence or probation. I honestly did not think they would put that man in jail.
My thought was this. I like Bill Cosby. I'm not one to sit back and say. I've gone back and forth about the whole thing.
I like Heathcliff Huxtable. I don't know about Bill Cosby.
He was tried. He was convicted. You were drugging women. Regardless of what your intent.
Admitted that you was.
Yeah, regardless of what your intent, regardless of the culture at the time, you were drugging women. And I will say this, with them constantly going back and forth about overcrowding and things like that in the prison system, I'm surprised that someone spent the time to put an 81, 82-year-old man in jail.
Blind man.
Yeah, I would have personally, put him on house arrest.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't leave the state.
He got about 5 mansions to choose from, but whatever.
Oh, I'd have picked the one that he was staying at.
Right.
I would have house arrest. You can't leave the state. Frozen his accounts to a certain extent. I mean, I think there were other things you could have done. I would confiscate his passport. To that point.
Because my thing is, if we're
gonna
put,
you don't have to. I think it's on your. Whatever. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, once you get convicted of something like that, it's on your when you.
Well, yeah, he's a registered sex offender for the rest of his life, whatever that might mean.
That's gonna come up. You can't go to Canada without problems.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want him. He can't go to Jersey without permission. That's how the lock. Okay. I would put him on. Keep him in Pennsylvania.
Your reaction?
I didn't have one, to be honest, because he admitted.
He admitted he did it.
And I'm like, who is his legal team? Like, did he?
Well, no, it was a deposition, and what happened was he was told that he would get immunity because the deposition was for something else. But the thing to remember is
Joe Brown?
whatever you say can be held against you. Like the Miranda warning is there for a reason.
He admitted to it.
He did.
Outright. So, I mean, in that type of case, I mean, let's be honest. Like, if you say that you sexually assaulted someone, even if in general, not even in court or whatever, somebody recorded you saying it, all any lawyer or DA or whatever needs at that point is a victim.
Right.
And you're probably going to end up going to jail. Or at least with some type of punishment.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it doesn't... So after he admitted it, it's kind of like...
What can you do? But, okay, so let me ask you guys. Okay, so we're all in agreement. Why do you think there are so many apologists out there, so many Bill Cosby apologists, so many people that are making excuses, so many people... Like, do you think they can't separate Bill Cosby from Heathcliff Huxtable? Like, what do you think?
People cannot separate him. They cannot separate William H. Cosby from Heathcliff Huxtable. They can't do it. And they see him as their TV dad.
For a long time. I mean, before, he was Dr. Cosby and The Cosby Show. Like, before The Cosby Show, Bill Cosby was a player.
And, I mean, if you read between the lines or whatever, Bill Cosby was an asshole.
After that.
Like, a lot of comedians have made comments about Bill Cosby because Bill Cosby wouldn't, at a point in time, now Bill Cosby would give a lot of money. I mean, Bill Cosby gave a lot of money, even back in the 70s and 60s to the civil rights movement and stuff. Right. But Bill Cosby was like, I ain't marching, but I'll write a check. And again, I'm not judging you for that because there's a whole lot of people that didn't do either one. Right. So I'm not judging you for saying, look, that ain't my thing. I'm not marching, but what you need. Because he did. He donated a lot. Long before he was giving money to HBCUs, he donated a lot of money to the cause. I will say that. But as far as his personal views about things, he has been an asshole about, comments he's made about the black community and what we should and shouldn't be doing. And you know what I mean? Like, I remember him criticizing. Some of it wasn't wrong, but some of the things he said wasn't wrong, but I think the problem is his opinions came from an elitist point of view.
Right. Like, he criticized Living Single.
Right, he criticized Living Single, and I'm like...
He criticized a TV show.
But he criticized...
No, but he was saying that it was a bad representation of black women and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, at a time when... Professional black women, but because they were promiscuous and talked about sex.
Yeah, he came from a point of TV shows should be about black people and family. I'm like, okay, but if you're 20-something, you're not married, you don't have a house full of kids.
That's what you are.
These are 4 women.
The emotional reaction behind what he was saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a man's opinion.
It is his opinion, but it's just like, but again, it's his opinion, but...
The same way he came out and said that Living Single was somewhat unrealistic was the same way a lot of white people looking at the Cosby Show saying it was unrealistic. It was a show that opened up a certain perspective of lives in the black community. Right. It's not going, everyone doesn't have the same life or the same view, just showing one part of it.
Of a different
and for him to come back and criticize it after coming off criticism of his own show did show him being elitist. Right.
And it didn't meet his standard. And again, I remember him making comments about teachers, and as a teacher, it pissed me off because I was like, come do what I do for a year, nigga. And then let's have a conversation.
As it should have.
And my thing is, yes, you're right. It's his opinion. He's just one person. But again, he had the ear of white America. So him saying something is a lot more detrimental than me saying it in my living room. Well, hell, even on this podcast. Because he's got millions and millions of people. And y'all know all white America needs is for the one black person to agree with them. And he's going to be the Mecca. Well, Bill Cosby said it.
Right.
So I just feel like at a time when black TV was exploding,
right,
and he knocked down, he led the charge with the Cosby Show. But when you had, A Different World, Living Single, Martin, blah blah blah.
Right.
Each show
we don't need people to find excuses to not continue to do it. And I just felt like for him to criticize something like you said, that I know that's how that's how me and my friends were in the 20s. I had friends who were professionals. I had friends who were
in the 20s or in your 20s.
In my 20s, that's what I said, didn't I?
You said in the 20s.
In the 20s. Like the 1920s.
My bad. I ain't that old.
Like,
in my 20s. I had
Black
friends who were professionals. I had friends who were 9-to-5ers. I had friends who were blue collar. I had friends who were entrepreneurs. And that is what we did. We did First Fridays at the different bars around town. We went to the clubs. We did the Congressional Black Caucus. We did all of that stuff that I guess, quote unquote, black movers and shakers, young black people did during the 20s or whatever, during our 20s, in this area. And my thing is, how dare you criticize us because it didn't fit your mold? You know what I'm saying?
Right. But us regular folks, we do that to black shows or anything a black person's doing all the time.
What do you mean? What, like criticize?
Yeah. It's like, well, that's not, because they take it from, let's say, what was that old show that everybody was just like, it was like the worst?
Homeboys from Outer Space?
Yes. But they had to right from the sun. But it was like...
The name of the show was Homeboys.
Right.
From Outer Space.
I know. It was terrible. It was a terrible title for a show.
Homeboys from Outer Space.
Mm-hmm.
The title alone. I never saw an episode. The title alone.
It was actually fun.
I don't remember that. Who was in it?
The dude, Ron from Different World, and it was right after Different World went off. Like, it was like literally like the season after Different World went off. He was in it. I don't remember who else. I just remember he was in it. Homeboys from Outer Space on UPN back in the day.
Oh my god.
That's how old it was. It was on UPN.
I mean, just check Black Twitter. There's always the opposite side of everything.
Yeah, it is.
And it's not like I'm giving this how I like about it. It's like an emotional, like you're attacking me personally.
They do. But I think that's what they did with the whole Bill Cosby thing. Like, y'all acting like this. Y'all acting like Bill Cosby was y'all daddy. And it was just pissing me off that people. And you know what else pisses me off is when people compare him to other stuff. Well, we're gonna put Bill Cosby in jail. What about Weinstein? He hasn't been charged yet. He hasn't gone to trial yet. He has been charged, but people act like it's the same.
Like it's supposed to happen at the same time.
Right. Like I even saw somebody be like, I mean, if we putting 80-year-old people in jail, well, let's go after the lady that killed Emmett Till.
The dead lady. What? Did she pass away?
I don't think. No, she's still alive. But I'm like,
I thought she died.
Right. If she died, it was recently because she was alive up until like a year ago. So if she died, it was recently.
Flex Alexander.
Flex Alexander. Okay, but again, we're talking about two different things. Like, you can't compare one to the other. Like, it's not, and it just pisses me off that people make these. It just pisses me off because I'm like, sexual assault is sexual assault.
Was Bill O'Reilly? What happened now? Nothing.
Well, Bill O'Reilly. Well, no, he's on the podcast now, but he did get fired. He lost his job. He's on the podcast now. You can't control the fact that this man. I'm not. Excuse me. I'm not going to begrudge somebody that is still able to make a living. But what people need to understand about sexual assault is that it is something that is very hard to prove, and a lot of prosecutors will not move forward to try to try a case because it is a very hard case to prove. It's my word against yours. And if there's no evidence...
Bill Cosby gave his testimony.
Right. Bill Cosby said he did it.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if I accuse someone of doing something inappropriate to me and we were in a closed area or there were no witnesses around, it's my word against yours. So it's not so much that these women are lying because people make these, well, why didn't they come forward sooner? Well, why didn't this? Why didn't that? People don't come forward for the exact same reason as what you're saying now because you're making all these excuses about what, we're going to get to Kavanaugh. Let's just go on and move into Kavanaugh now. I saw people on the internet this weekend talking about.
Before we get to that, what you were saying, And I was in the conversation going back and forth, and I was like, well, one, like I said, he admitted it, so it's basically
right.
You've given the prosecution everything they needed. Your confession.
Right.
And I'm like, and he's like, and everybody was like, well, yeah, one of the Bill Cosby conspiracy theorists.
Mm-hmm.
and they were going back and forth. And I'm like, well, two things. One, I'm pretty sure Bill had a reputation. I mean, I don't know, because I know, like, in high school,
I heard
this, like, real quick. So
I heard these stories about Bill Cosby years ago.
Because I was trying to figure out how many, like, there was going on, how many victims. So it was like,
right.
well, I'm pretty sure there were victims.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they all were, but I'm pretty sure there were victims. But
I can agree with you on that.
But who are we going to, separate the two? And, who was who? I'm like, well, and secondly, are you more mad that it's Bill Cosby or the fact that he's the only one that got snitched on? Because
right, like I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I just don't understand the attachment. Like, I get it that a lot of people grew up with the Cosby Show, but again, separate Bill Cosby from the Cosby Show. Wow. I mean, anyway, yeah. So
his real name is not Heathcliff.
No, it's not. It's not. He didn't go to
Bill
Hillman.
Cosby's not a stage name.
He didn't go to Hillman. Doesn't exist.
You know what?
Not real place. Brett Kavanaugh, the Supreme Court. All right. So first of all, before I go into the minutia of the bullshit of what it is, question: do you or the two of you think that based on what you know, do you think that Brett Kavanaugh should be on the Supreme Court?
No.
Oh
no.
Wow. Okay, that was quick. All right. Now, is it because just merely the innuendo of impropriety, or do you believe the woman that's accusing him?
I believe he did something. I'm not going to sit here and say exactly what, whether she's exactly right or he's exactly right. I do believe there's a dark gray area with something that happened between the two of them. And like I said, perception is always,
Perception is reality.
Yeah, my perception is my reality, yeah.
But his callousness towards it, the way he acts towards, just I can't imagine him sitting on a Supreme Court deciding other cases, especially pertaining to females, with the same arrogant, mannish assholeish about himself. I would not want him deciding on overturning Roe v. Wade or something like that.
Oh my gosh, yes.
With his view.
Which probably the worst idea ever.
Yeah, well.
He can't be a Supreme Court justice. He just cannot.
Okay. Why?
While I caught up on all the accusations and the stories and all that later. Just watching his
testimony.
Yeah. Watching his testimony, I'm like, Slim, you cannot.
Yo, dude got real
nothing.
He got real angry and nasty, didn't he?
For me, I'm like, Slim, are you breaking down right now?
So what happens if he's sitting there hearing a case on Supreme Court and he tired and he hungry? He gonna go the fuck off in court?
But my thing is, you are a judge, so you know better. Like the way he came at some of those senators. If someone had come in your courtroom and talked to you like that, you would have held them in contempt. But you know better.
But and I heard a lady say on the radio, she said she has presented a case in his courtroom. And she said she said the exact same thing. Had she acted the way he did, he would have held her in contempt.
Absolutely.
But that's the problem. I'm sorry, his privilege is shown. I'm not gonna say his white privilege, but his privilege is shown.
It's white privilege.
You've been a judge. You're used to being on this side of the bench, and you make the decision.
It's just got white sprinkle on.
Yeah. It has white frosting on top, and it's just you're used to being the one making a decision on other people's lives. Having someone make the decision on your career, he don't like how the fuck it feels.
So let me say
he don't want to deal with
Let me give you a little 2 cents on my little situation.
All right.
So I grew up. I went to private school my whole life. And the high school that I went to was in the same realm, not on but in the same realm of the school that he went to, the school that his accuser, oh Lord, her name escapes me now. But
Dr. Ford.
Thank you, Dr. Ford, his accuser went to. My cousin actually went to the same high school that his accuser went to. So I know that circle. Okay? I don't know it in the 80s, but I know it in the 90s. I know that circle. And
it is not as clean cut as y'all want
to. It is no. It's exactly what it is. It is white privilege. It is frat boy mentality. It is, and they talking about getting together on the weekends and partying. Let me tell you what I know. Let me tell you my experience in that community. Okay, every weekend somebody was having a house party with more than enough liquor, more than enough beer. There was definitely sex. It was unsupervised because they had these beautiful big homes up in the suburbs, and mommy and daddy were off in Vail or off in the Caribbean or on a business trip, or fuck it, they might have just been out at the opera and didn't give a fuck, okay?
Right.
They had summer homes, they had winter homes. Like, I partied in those environments, and I am telling you what I know. To act like that was so far out of reality, like, I don't know what she's talking about, parties, all that everything, that shit happened, and it happened every weekend. When I turned 21, I was so unbothered by the fact that I could legally get alcohol because I drank all through high school. And 90% of the time, it was at their parties. Okay? So let me just be clear. I'm not saying that it happened or it didn't happen. I believe her. Let me say this. I believe the accuser.
Only reason I have black friends was to get weed.
Oh. And you know what? That's true. No, that's true. That's true. I can't tell you how many times I was asked.
What,
I cannot tell you how many times I was asked.
Yo, brother.
And it wasn't just weed.
Yo, brother. Can you
can
you score some pot?
Yeah, Face went to private school too, so he understand what I'm talking about. And it was like, absolutely, it's like, you coming to the party, dude? Can you get some from your friends? Some what? Some who?
I'm glad I grew up in the safety of public schools.
But I mean, that's the reality. Like, I'm just telling you what I know. Now, I believe the accuser. I'm with you. I cannot say what did or did not happen in that room. But do I feel like he caused her some trauma? I absolutely believe it. Her testimony, her mannerisms, her affect, right? And then him being so angry, it came off as that. How dare you?
I can't believe she came back and said something about me.
Exactly. And my thing is,
that's how regular folks supposed to act.
Right, and my thing is, she didn't even bother him until it was a Supreme Court situation. This man's been a federal judge. She didn't come after him, but her conscience would not let her. Just like, look, I just need to let y'all know what I know about this dude. Like,
but he's sitting there like, how dare you not appreciate me ramming my penis into you so many years ago? Right. That's how the fuck privilege he's coming off at. Like, you supposed to be honored by.
I mean, his testimony came off as privilege to me.
Can y'all help me out? Because wasn't she cool with a whole investigation on what she was saying or what she was bringing to? Like, let's do an investigation.
Yeah, she's not asking.
Right, she just wanted the investigation because she really wanted to remain anonymous. She didn't want her story told. Right. She was just letting them know, look, there's some smoke there. Y'all might want to investigate to see if it's fire. That's the same thing that happened with Anita Hill. Anita Hill came forward anonymously and was sort of forced into. So these women did not come forward to start no shit. They came forward anonymously and they were like, look, he gonna be on the Supreme Court.
Let's look into it.
You might just want to check it out. All right. I will say this, even though I was very disappointed with a lot of with Lindsey Graham and I'm really disappointed in Lindsey Graham because I really thought Lindsey Graham was coming around at one point. I did. He was like anti-Trump but it's like the last.
That was to save some votes.
I don't know, but the last year he is really, I don't know.
His true colors,
yeah.
True colors shining through.
Wow. And did we go to school in the 80s?
I did. I was in the school in the 80s. Woo. I love that song. You didn't like that song? I love that song.
It's a classic.
Dun, 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 dun. I still remember the video. Dun, 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 dun.
And all the commercials that came after that?
Lindsey Graham is a...
Yeah, well, that's later. But yes, I was really disappointed in a lot of what these congressmen did.
He's an asshole in wolf's clothes and sheep's clothes.
I will say I'm glad that we're looking at an investigation. And even if nothing comes of the investigation... Having the investigation, I think, is what should have happened.
I still say
it shouldn't have had to come to this, but they said they are going
to. We need to trim Congress. Some of them have been there too long.
So, do you believe in term limits? You think there should be term limits?
Yeah, now, yeah.
How do we limit our president, not limit it out? Because I used to work for a company that did term limits.
And I'm here's the only reason I believe that. Now,
they were fighting for it. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's because times are changing too damn fast. Now, and it's like. A certain amount of time is great, but it's so ever changing. It's like, come on, Slim, 30 years ago and you still around? Like,
when you first came in Congress,
no.
If your first bill was on a dictaphone, get the fuck out.
If you still have a flip phone,
get the fuck out.
If you have microfiche in your attic.
I was going to say.
If you have microfiche in your attic.
Your resume on microfiche, get the fuck out.
If we still have to fax you documents.
Get the fuck out.
Right.
If you waiting for your girl Friday to come take shorthand for a memo.
Your Girl Friday.
Yeah.
Come take shorthand. I swear, I love that movie though.
Get the fuck out. It's time to go. It's time to go. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that our elders do not have a wealth of information to provide. That's not what I'm saying. I'm sure that's not what we're saying.
Because I'm glad those young folks are not in.
Yes, because you got some young folks don't know shit from Shinola.
That's true.
But the thing
I
is,
need somebody that's experienced life, but I mean,
but I do think
it
that
is
there's
more
a
of a balance.
there's something to be said about
different generations, and it's too many of the same.
if you
generation.
call it the Twitter, the internet,
on TV,
the Twitter,
on C-SPAN, like that.
So I was reading the Twitter, and it said
I was on that Instagram.
You
was on that Instagram,
right?
That was on C-SPAN, people.
So my aide helped me set up my Instagram account, and it was lit.
And they do
I'm now on the Google.
Right.
I have the Google.
They do the Twitter for me.
They tweet. But so I mean, I'm okay with term limits. I mean, there's pros and cons to both of it, to both things. I mean, with term limits, you deal with lame duck situations. But I can definitely see the pros and cons of both of them. Excuse me.
And that's a bullshit. You know, I don't know. I guess I'm just getting into what I think, but I'm gonna leave my thought alone. This is my opinion.
Well, that's what we're here for.
I know, but it's like I don't know. Cover at least
to give our opinion.
It's more than two, I guess. A greater stretch of time.
We just don't need another situation of a Strom Thurmond.
But just not.
I'm
tired of hearing Congress people are retiring.
He was still breathing.
That's all I'm saying. I'm tired of hearing the Congress people are retiring. I'm like, you shouldn't have been around that long.
Well,
it's a part-time job.
And honestly, you have some of, and that's another problem. But you have some of them who this was their first job 30 years ago, and they've never worked or did anything else, so they don't understand the struggle of, like John Kerry, when he didn't understand the cost of gas. Like, he didn't know gas costs X amount of dollars. Because you are so fucking out of reach. You don't understand why people stand in line trying to decide between gas, bread, and milk.
Right.
But you're so fucking privileged, you don't get it. But how? Because I thought originally it's supposed to be.
Because we need money for all of that, it's always gas. We gotta get to work.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, get a pack of oodles and noodles, 10 for 5 cents. That get you through the week, man.
And how was chicken never on sale? It's always.
You know what's funny? I remember back in the day when chicken, you could get chicken like a pack of wings was like 49 cents a pound. When they told you chicken was a little bit healthier. And other folks start eating it?
Well, that's just like crabs. We in our area. I remember my parents talking about how crabs used to be cheap.
Yes.
Because nobody, like they were like the cheap food.
There was a restaurant
and now
in Baltimore with the crab thing. I can't, man. I should have wrote this down.
You should have. Because I don't even know what you're getting ready to say, but it sounds
no, there's a restaurant.
It sounds like you should have wrote it down, whatever it is.
Right, no, you're right. You're right. I should have did my notes.
You should have. What are you talking about?
I should did my notes. There's a restaurant now, because Peter put a sign up.
Oh, I saw that, and they were giving away for free or something like that.
Peter put a sign up about not eating crabs, give away.
And I was like, they're in the wrong place.
And this restaurant,
Baltimore, don't eat crabs.
And this restaurant's been in the Twitter battle and winning against Peter ever since. Mm-hmm. It's like, just look it up, read it. It's
I gotta look that up.
Peter is definitely winning.
Nah, Peter's going down on this one.
I mean, I'm sorry, not winning. I'm saying the restaurant is winning. My bad.
Restaurant is just like going down. Now, I'm sorry.
Is it as lit?
I should be.
I'm like, why? I didn't know crabs were on the Peter's list. Like, when did that happen?
They don't. Anything with a face, anything with the face of life or whatever. Peter does not.
All I'm gonna say is I'm gonna go to the Peter office and I better not see not near motherfucker with a pair of leather shoes on. That's all I'm saying.
Leather shoes, leather chair. No, it's a T-shirt I want. It says. Vegans, if you love animals so much, why do you keep eating their food?
Well,
and I'm like, absolutely. But yeah, I'm mad. I haven't had any crabs. Like, I normally try to do at least a half bushel every.
You ain't did crabs.
I know. I haven't did it, but. I'm just like, no, Peter, you're not gonna win that fight in Maryland.
Like 2 days.
Right, you in the wrong side.
You definitely in the wrong side. Like that. Like this is definitely not the area to take on that. You don't want to take on that.
East Coast period, but especially in this
area, Maryland crab.
I'm gonna say we have a crab after our state, Maryland crab in Old Bay. Please, you're gonna die.
You would, yes.
That shit, they will eat the Peter person.
Yeah.
Don't play.
They'll sprinkle some Old Bay on you.
You're right. Don't play that game.
Throw you in the pit.
I just didn't. When I saw that sign, I was like, what did we do to get on Peter's bad side? Like, what the fuck?
Peter, We have fucking crab flavored chips. Like
crab chips.
Really?
We do have crab chips.
Like,
I don't like them though.
I don't like them either, but we fucking got them. So
let me tell you what.
It
Okay,
is salt on salt.
On salt.
Right.
It's five different salts.
And then we dip it in butter.
Right, with a little salt
then
on
we
the
dip
side.
it in butter.
Right.
And it's salted butter.
Matter of fact, we might crush them up and throw them on the crab bake.
Right.
Stop playing.
Like, stop it.
In Merlin, we buy beer to cook our crabs with.
Yes,
like,
we do.
Have
that is how
beer.
I cook my crabs.
So
it's with beer.
Peter, you're not gonna win.
You won't win this one.
Fight. You got a better chance ripping a damn horse out of a damn dinosaur mouth or something. Go find that fight.
So look it up and go to the restaurant and have a good time. I'm just trying to tell you.
We about to have a little intrusion. I don't know. Anyway, it's what happens when you do a live show.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Next up.
Hey, Pooh.
And
That's my Pooh. Hey, man.
Right.
You down there fussing? I heard you downstairs fussing. You giving Daddy a hard time?
We just gonna act like this not
Hey, he's
Right
waving.
now.
He's
Right
waving.
now.
Hey, he's waving.
Is he
Hey,
waving?
Pooh. Yeah, he's waving
what's
at
up,
us.
champ?
What's up, Pooh? Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. That's my
Are
nephew.
you putting him in there? Oh, my bad.
Really?
Like he was
No, he
putting him
put him on the
dishwasher.
floor.
I was like, son, get in there and get them pots pans out of this, huh? I like it. Start him early.
Right, so start him cleaning up early. He does help clean up. Anyway, we're on a way side note. Anyway, y'all, that's what happens when you do a live show.
Right.
That's my nephew. My Pooh.
He can lose way to the camera. Like,
I know.
Like,
what's up, y'all?
Brother-in-law,
What's
say hey.
what's up, man? What's up, Pooh?
Oh,
He's coming. He's coming. Hey!
You see Auntie Claire?
this is what we call a commercial.
Uh-oh.
That's what he does. All right.
Did he just?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
he
what
did.
All right, he just fell out
He
on
just
the
lays
floor.
out on the floor. Come on. You want to come over here?
You tired?
It's a long crawl.
Probably supposed to be taking a nap. Come on.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a commercial break. Sorry.
This is a commercial break.
Come on.
Dad got the guy. This little son of.
Come on, Pooh. Yeah.
Oh, you fast.
Oh, yeah, he fast with it. Come
I
on.
see what your auntie be talking about.
Come on, Pooh. What you doing, man?
We're not even gonna edit this out. All right.
He decided he wanted to go the other way.
Dad got the food.
I'm not chasing. Yeah,
Right.
Daddy got the bottle now. He heard bottle. He like, hold up. Look, Daddy holding the bottle. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. That was a little intermission. You know,
See, real life.
real life shit. You know.
See, black man doesn't take care of his kids.
Right. How about that?
That was
Bro.
the moral of that story.
Right. How about that?
Just saying.
You seen first, he took an Ewok.
First hand. See?
You seen.
Right, I'm with you, brother.
Right.
And you know what's so funny about that? It's sad that we have to keep saying and keep showing pictures that we prove. We know what happened. Shit.
Right.
I mean, that's been my experience.
Right. Well, it wasn't mine, but I know it happens. Like,
She had friends.
I have friends.
I had friends that had daddies.
That's right. Right.
What? This thing be making me mad.
Thank you, man. Okay, so while we had a little commercial break, I want to talk about the TV shows. Because we got a little small pause.
All right. I mean, commercials on TV. Let's do it. Commercial break.
What happened? We having technical difficulties with the audio.
No, go ahead. Keep
Tell
going.
you podcast subscribers.
Right.
Yeah, it be
What
tripping.
TV shows? What we talking about? Cause
You know what?
Look, catch me up.
Well,
Well, last week was premiere week. Like a lot
Yes.
of shows premiered last week.
and I've seen a lot of good shows. So, shows that I've watched. 911 came back. Not new, but it came back for its second season or third.
Yeah, it's the second season.
I really like that show. I really, truly like that show. And I know I talked about this with somebody, how you ever know it comes in cycles with TV. You have police, hospital, and law shows. And
The
911,
staple of American television.
yes, and 911 kind of encompasses, they don't have a lot of law on there, but it does encompass the police side of it and things like that. But I like how they do it. They give you the drama of their job, and they tie it in with the drama of their life, but it's not soap opera-ish about it.
Right.
I think it's really,
real.
really good. And they all every episode gives you a
Just quit. Just close it out. Please.
Always trying to tell me what to do.
every episode. It's just fun today.
Let's just having a moment. That's what happens when you're on tape for a while. We're just
Right.
having some moments. All right.
Every episode gives you a wow and a shock factor.
But what happens? Where's Connie Britton?
Who?
So
did she leave the show?
I don't know if she left the show. Her character
is out having an Eat, Pray, Love moment.
Yes, but I don't know if
so does that mean her mom passed away and she's out like?
Yes, her mom did pass. Spoiler alert.
Okay, Eat, Pray, Love.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
And she truly is having an Eat, Pray, Love moment.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she left the show.
911. I didn't watch 911 last season. I binged it over the summer to get caught up because everybody kept telling me how good the show was, so I did binge it, and it is a good show.
This Is Us came back for the third season.
Don't say nothing about This Is Us because I am so far behind. I still ain't finished last season.
What?
The hell?
Blasphemy.
Get your priorities together. Do not go to work tomorrow. Do not go to work tomorrow.
Blasphemy.
Really don't go to work tomorrow.
Get your priorities together and catch up.
Get your priorities together. Why you going to work?
This is what happened.
Why are you teaching them kids? You should be watching TV shows.
This is I know, right? How dare you teach kids?
Right, that's why you got leave.
Over TV?
That's why you got leave.
This is what had happened. Last year, for some reason, my DVR would not pick it up. So a lot of times I'd be like, oh shit, it's on. So I missed like the first 15 minutes. So I was like, all right, I got to go in and either go on to Hulu and watch it or go on demand or whatever. And it would be so much other stuff. It's like I missed like maybe the last 4 episodes. So I need to catch up. I do have last week's episode, but I didn't look at it. And thankfully, I was able to miss a lot of the conversations on social media.
On the internet?
The internet.
On the internet.
Yeah, the Facebook.
The interwebs.
Yes. The series of
the
tubes.
World Wide Web.
The World Wide Web.
Right.
Is that Netscape still working?
I got an AOL CD I want to download. Can you help me out?
Only if you got dial-up.
Right. Oh my God.
What else is new? New Amsterdam is a good show. If you like medical shows, it's a good show. It comes from a kind of a. It might be something from the 80s of how they do that.
Was that the show where the dude walked in and told everybody they wasn't gonna make it?
Yeah, they were fired. Yeah.
I taped it, but I haven't looked at it yet.
Like all y'all
I want to look at A Million Little Pieces. I'm gonna review it. You saw it? I'm gonna review it. Don't say that. I'm gonna watch it.
Hold up.
I might watch it today.
Hold up.
Okay.
Romy.
Emotional reaction?
No, because that's shit.
Romy from Weeds.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my man from Weeds.
Let me tell you, if we ever come.
Did you ever look at Weeds?
Yes.
The show Weeds.
Okay.
The black guy she was buying the weed.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's in it. That show will give This Is Us a run for his money.
But I think that's exactly what it's there for. It is a competition for This Is Us. But I want to see it, and I'm going to review it. So I may review it today. Like, when you guys leave, I may review it
so
today.
I'll say this.
I have some work to do.
It's like when y'all get out of here.
Right. Okay, I'll say this.
I got some work to do.
Y'all Negroes get out
I can't play today. I got work. I can't play.
The premise of the show is they come together because their friend commits suicide.
Right. That much we know.
I was going to say, if you aren't a person who can deal with that type of issue, don't watch the show because they show him, and there's some other stuff that kind of go with it.
They show him committing suicide?
They don't show him, like, he jumps off a building. They don't actually show it, but they show everything kind of leading up to it.
Okay.
And they do a scale down to see where he landed.
Okay.
So if you're sensitive about suicide, or if you somebody you know love, deal with it, things like that, if you're not ready for it, then that's not the show for you to watch.
Okay. All right. But I do want to see it, and I'm going to review it. When I watch it, I'm going to review it. You know what I've been watching, and I said I was going to do a review. I just haven't had time. The Mayans. Which is like, it's supposed to be a prequel to Sons of Anarchy, but it's it's not a direct prequel. It's more like it's like here. Because I looked at the first episode, I think I'm about 2 episodes behind now, but the Sons of Anarchy are in it. And it is before the whole thing happened. Like, it's before.
See, I've never watched Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, I love Sons of Anarchy. And a couple of characters are in it from Sons of Anarchy. So the Mayans was, it started off as their rival gang. By the end of the show, they weren't rivals anymore. But it shows the Mayans as like their story. So you had the Sons of Anarchy story. So this is like their story. They're like a rival motorcycle gang.
Okay.
But it was before the timeline of where Sons of Anarchy started. So it's supposed to be like a prequel, but it's not a direct prequel. At least not yet. I mean, they might bring more of the storyline in.
So it's just the other gang's story.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it starts before. It's not after. Like, so like if you got to the end of Sons of Anarchy, it's not going to pick up from there. It's from before any of that started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it was like it's like a prequel to Sons of Anarchy. I'm with Ming. Like, I didn't really watch.
You didn't watch? Okay. So
I didn't really watch.
I did.
So
I watched.
prequel.
Actually, Sons of Anarchy was one of the shows that I binged when I was in the hospital.
Okay.
I didn't watch it before I got sick, but I was sick and I need, I started, I binged a lot of shows while I was, when you can't walk and you can't go nowhere.
Right.
So Sons of Anarchy, Bones, The List. I mean, Blacklist. Like a lot of shows I binged.
I did too.
While I was in the hospital. So that was one of them.
Another good show that is new this season is Manifest.
That just brought into my head like how long you was
in the
sick.
hospital, right?
Oh yeah.
Right.
I binged a lot of stuff because I had my tablet in the hospital when I couldn't. Nothing was good on TV. I'm gonna tell you who had the best TV show. The best cable package was Georgetown Hospital. They had the ID channel, and I would watch that all night. I was in 3 different hospitals.
Shout out to Georgetown Hospital.
Right.
Georgetown Hospital. They had the cable package. They had the ID channel, and they had a couple of other really good channels. But then when they sent me to where I was doing my rehab, not for drugs, for other stuff, physical therapy.
I said,
no. Right. But they didn't have the ID channel. I was really pissed off about that.
So if you're gonna get sick and want really good viewing,
something happened to you.
Right.
Try to get to Georgetown. That's all I'm saying. Try your best.
I'm telling you, if I ever get sick again, that's where I'm going.
It's like she gonna have a.
I damn sure ain't going to the hospital I went to the last time, which is the hospital closest to my house. If I can help it, I won't be going to that bitch again. That's another conversation for another time.
Ain't that
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I ain't gonna say the name, but you know.
Yeah.
Southern.
Yeah. Right. I ain't gonna say the name, but you know. Yeah. Oh.
I ain't gonna say that
she
shit.
gonna throw that one word out there.
Right. I mean, the one word you know.
So those
you live in the area, you know. But you live in the area, you know.
But they were MedStar now.
And they were just turning over into MedStar when I went, and so they still had a. It was kind of like New Amsterdam. They still had some remnants of the bullshit.
Oh, the network wasn't up yet.
Right.
Oh, the network.
Because here's what was funny. I'm way off. But here's what was funny. Like, okay, so my emergency. That's new for us, right? My emergency room situation was so bad. I'm not gonna get into the details, but it was so bad that the head of. I can say the head of the hospital, but I don't know all the remember titles. But basically, whoever would be like the head of the person that ran that particular hospital came to my room. The head of the nurses came to my room, and somebody from HR came to my room. Like that's how bad the situation was.
So the Don't Sue Me group came. The Don't Sue Me group came.
Yeah, the Don't Sue Me group came. And the lady that was the head of the nurses was like. She hit me with the line, dude. She was like, well, I already told them that if they're not here for patients, that this is just not where they need to be. She was like, so who was it? I said it was and
You didn't go. Wait, you got pictures? You got like the suspect book.
Look, let me tell you something.
Can I see your book?
That was a whole situation. But anyway, with that being said,
I'm gonna ask for a check.
If I can,
if you give me a check, I ain't gonna say nothing. You ain't do that. There was none of that.
You know what I found? It is really, really hard. People think it's so easy to sue and just get a check. It is not. It is not. Because what happened in my situation? I was
talking about the check, not the sue.
No, but I'm saying, but they if they know they ain't gonna lose nothing, they like go ahead. Yeah. Here's the thing: the standard, and don't know lawyers hit me up, but my situation, the standard basically was, did that change your prognosis? Like had you gotten a different level of care in the emergency room, would your outcome have been different? So, like for example, if I showed up and I was having a heart attack and they let me lay there and die, that's a different conversation.
I don't see how you gonna sue after that.
Family could sue. But in my situation, if I had gone to a different hospital, my diagnosis it didn't change my diagnosis. It didn't change my situation.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So for me, it was what they did was fucked up, and how they handled the situation was really bad. But at the end of the day,
you didn't die.
It didn't. Well, not even so much. I didn't die. It didn't change anything. Like had I gone straight to Georgetown, my prognosis would have been the same. It just would have been with less bullshit on the front end.
But that's the thing with most law cases.
Or my diagnosis, I guess is the right word.
That's the thing with most cases that people don't realize is it has to be life altering.
Yeah.
In order for you to get, and most of those are death cases.
Yeah.
You know, everybody people say, "Oh, hit me! I need a new car." You might get your pick.
It used to be, but it ain't that easy no more.
Yeah, because so many people did it.
I need a new car.
Right.
Yeah.
There's so many frivolous lawsuits in America. It's like,
and that's the thing. So like when people like, so yeah,
matter of fact, they should hit you and back over you.
And then the thing about it is, from data incident,
and they still won't get off.
From data incident to data possible payout could be anywhere from 3 to 5 years.
Right.
So what you gonna do from then? You still don't have a car.
Right.
But anyway.
Right. So yeah. Anyway. So Empire. Did you look at Empire?
I don't watch Empire.
Okay, I watch Empire.
I see Kitty Boo Boo not on there no more though.
Let me tell y'all something. Everybody keeps saying she dead. We ain't seen the body.
Only reason why I say she's not on there because she's on another show. She's on a show Gifted.
That's what everybody said, that she's on a different show now. Yeah. So maybe she is really. Now I didn't look at the season premiere of Gifted, but I do watch Gifted.
I
look at Gifted. That's the X-Men thing.
I haven't. I have Gifted on. I have season 1 on my DVR.
Because
what?
I checked out Inhumans, the show.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I checked out another show because it was like, really, this is what you're gonna do to the Inhumans? Like, really, the Inhumans? Yeah. What? They're a staple in Marvel Comics. They go back.
Bitch, you act like I read Marvel Comics.
They go back like the Fantastic Four. That's all I'm saying. And then you gonna do their show like that?
Yeah, that shit got canceled too.
It should never got started.
I don't even know nothing about it. I don't even know what you're talking about.
It was ridiculous the way they did it. But whatever.
It was like 3 X-Men Marvel type shows that came on last season, and the Gifted was the only one who survived.
I was really giving Runaways a chance.
Runaways are those people?
It's another show. Whatever. Okay.
All right.
I remember Inhumans and Gifted. I didn't see Runaways.
I know the Gifted. That's because it's X-Men. I love the X-Men.
You know another good show that started this year?
I'm starting to feel like I'm one of the dudes that read all the books, so it's like I can't take the TV show.
You probably are that person. That's
but I can't go to movie with people like you though.
I go to the movies. Is cool.
No, I sat at the theater one time with this dude. This is when the first X-Men came on. The very first.
We did, but you laughed at me.
Her emotional breakdown at the end was hilarious.
What?
The Avengers.
The last
Which one? Infinity War.
Her emotional breakdown at the end.
I'm still not.
Have you seen Ant-Man and Wasp?
Well, who?
Ant-Man and Wasp.
No, I haven't.
Because the end of that little piece that come back.
I'm not over
okay,
it.
well, the piece that comes back.
Venom is coming out. Y'all want to go see Venom?
Yes.
I want to see Venom. Let's go see Venom.
I like Tom Hardy. I'm going to think about that. The previews haven't gotten me.
I like Eminem's song. Have you listened to Eminem's new album? No. Kind of dropped the album on us. I thought it was pretty decent. He's talking a lot of shit. I mean, he's doing what Eminem does. I mean, did you listen to the Carter 5? I haven't.
I heard my nephew said some shit.
I've heard a lot of people saying some shit.
My soon to be nephew.
Your soon to be.
My niece's fiance.
Oh, okay.
He said some shit.
Few DJs that I know. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Superfly Radio CeeLo.
Oh right.
They were just kind of like
Okay.
Like that's the vibe that I got back from it. I can't tell you what he said, but it was just like
I mean, the fact that you didn't even think to name that shit a different name, like so keep counting.
Like, is this hip hop or this R&B?
Why do we do because the Migos did it with Culture? Like, why we can't come up with different albums? You just keep the Carter 5, the Carter 1, the Carter 2, the Carter 3. Like, why? What's up with that? Culture 2. Like, what's up with that?
Didn't like rock and roll groups do that? Don't they?
Who?
Don't rock and roll groups do that?
I don't know. I don't have no rock and roll albums in my collection.
I have some, but I don't know.
I don't know. I have Maroon 5 only consider rock and roll.
You know they're doing the halftime show, Super Bowl. I couldn't name a Maroon 5 song.
Oh, that song's about Jane on that shit.
The who?
Songs about Jane. Their second CD.
Do you know?
This love has taken.
Oh, that's Maroon 5.
Yes.
That's the only song I know by now. I think
that's a song where like you the only black person to try to write people when they all start going like this.
Right, and you
had to sit there and go like.
And Nickelback. Like, you can feel me in the grave. Okay, I'll play it for you after. That's fine. Okay, this Nickelback song is the ultimate fucking stalker song. Y'all gotta hear.
Did she say stalker?
Stalker.
Oh, stalker.
Stalker song.
Yeah. Why you can,
he said you can stick me in the ground. Okay. Well, I'll play it for y'all later. Okay, later.
Because we don't want to get the video.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Oh, wow. All right.
Okay. All right. So I don't know how the fuck we got on this.
TV shows to watch. Manifest is a good one about the plane that was for 5.5.
That's sort of like Lost. Like I never Lost.
I tried to watch Lost with the tall one over the summer, and we both fell asleep on it.
Okay.
So I can't even compare it to Lost.
I didn't watch it. That's not my cup of tea.
Manifest is what?
Manifest is a new TV show about the people who were on a plane and the plane was missing for 5.5 years.
Yeah, I saw the.
It's a good show. Go ahead. Honestly, it's one of them shows where it kind of reminisces of the show Hero.
I liked Hero.
I liked
Hero before the writer's strike.
After
the writer's strike, they fucked it up.
They went
The writer's strike fucked up a lot of stuff. We can thank the writer's strike for reality TV.
Yes, we can.
Because
and I'm not mad at the writers.
You.
No, I'm not mad at them because what they were saying was absolute. But we saw the importance and the breakdown when they left.
Yeah, because while the writers were out on strike, a lot of the it's,
regular shows,
because reality TV was really big on cable shows,
right.
but the mainstream started really embracing reality TV because you didn't need a writer for it.
Yeah, they didn't have shit else.
So they could produce these shows like Big
Survivor.
Brother, Survivor,
right.
The
Great American Race,
right? The Bachelorette or whatever, because they don't need a writer for it,
right.
and they could continue to produce shows while the writers were on strike. And then when the writers came back from strike, shows was fucked up, like Hero. To me, Hero was fucked up after the writer strike
because they tried to rush it.
I was like, what are we doing here?
And then they
saved the cheerleader. What are we doing?
And then they created
that. They saved her.
I know, but I'm saying they fucked it up.
After the second season, that John was like, what do y'all do?
And then when they came back with Heroes Reborn,
but that was I don't think they gave it a chance. I liked it.
It was too late.
They didn't give it a chance.
It was like too late. The intention was.
I think it had lost momentum. I will agree with that.
And then the people who we fell in love with weren't all of them weren't coming back.
Right, like the Asian guy came back, the father came back.
Yeah. But the thing about it is, what also
killed... The girl was on Nashville. The cheerleader wasn't coming. She was on Nashville.
And she Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah.
But the thing about the show Hero...
It always amazes me how you just spit these names out.
She know everybody, don't she?
She just spit the names out like it ain't nothing.
The thing that came in with... Also, what Hero killed the show is they created this online world. The webinars.
Oh, they did?
Because you remember it was a character on a TV show. She had a twin brother. And they were like yin and yang. And when she got really upset, he was the only one who could calm her down.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
They had a big following on the web episode where they built their backstory and everything. So when we saw them interact, if you didn't watch the web episode, you didn't know what the hell was going on with them two. Okay. So when they killed him off, you was like, what the hell's going on? And why is she doing certain things? But if you didn't watch the web episode, you didn't understand.
See, that's hard to follow. I can't.
There's
so many directions to watch a TV show.
That was TV trying to include the web.
Yes,
that's too much.
And they messed up.
Like it was too early in the.
And they messed up.
Too many instructions.
Our attention spans were longer back then.
Exactly. That's too many.
Our attention spans were longer back then.
All right, so we have two more stories we're going to get to real quick. The bungee jumper. Now, Mink, you want to share?
Okay, so it was a girl. This happened back in early August. Her and her friends were on a bridge, jumping off a bridge.
Into a river.
It was just bridge diving. Wow. And long story short, she wasn't. What? Oh. Y'all know what? Y'all see what I deal with? Long story short, she was not ready. She was on the outside of the wall for the bridge, trying to psych herself up to jump. Her friend of hers felt as though she was standing too long, got impatient, and pushed the girl off. The girl who was pushed off wound up suffering, I think, like 5 broken ribs.
2 punctured lungs.
Both her lungs.
2 punctured lungs.
Right.
The third one was cool.
Right, the third one was cool. She punctured both. It was like a series of injury, bruises on her leg. I think she might have broken even a leg or something. And I wanted to talk about it for simple fact of the girl who did the pushing. They filed charges against her. She was charged. I forgot what her exact charge was, but she was actually charged with something for pushing her friend off. When she pushed her, people came back and was like, oh, it was harmless fun. The girl who did the pushing was 18. The girl who got pushed was 16. So basically, an adult pushed a minor for legality's sake
off a 60-foot bridge.
60 feet, yes.
That what she was saying, no, she wasn't ready.
Yes.
And the video is showing her saying, wait a minute, I'm not ready. And she was crying.
She was not ready to jump in.
Yeah. She definitely was not.
No
so the girl
mindset ever.
Pushed her. And then the girl gonna say, well, she wanted me to. I didn't see no evidence of her wanting you to push her. I didn't see that.
And I will say this. She had to be the only one, just from the video, she was clearly the only one that had never jumped off the bridge before. Yeah. Because it seemed like everybody else there had jumped before.
Mm-hmm. And she stood there you hear him talking about it. She stood there for 15 minutes contemplating whether or not she was going to jump. And you hear Mel off to the side. He's on the same side of the wall, a little barrier with her. And he's like, look, if you don't want to jump, you don't have to.
Don't have to jump. Like, it's not a big deal. Because clearly they're all older.
Right. Yeah. So you think it might have been like a peer pressure type situation?
I think
like maybe trying to be with the cool
like she was hanging out. She was hanging out with the older kids.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. This is what they do.
I mean,
there's a clear sign that says no diving.
It says no diving, no swimming or something.
No swimming,
there was a sign that said don't do it.
Clearly.
Honestly, I get the 18, 16, she's an adult, but they're all high school kids.
Yeah.
And they were all hanging out. So I think she was.
Well, that's where things become, like you said, the technicality.
Yeah, she was with a group of her peers. And honestly, whether the girl who pushed her was 16, 17, or 18, whether she wanted to or not, you can tell she was obviously not ready to go off that bridge.
I know if that had been my child, I'd be pissed off.
She wasn't trying to be cute, and I'd be like, no, wait a minute, or trying to get somebody's attention.
She was terrified.
She was scared.
And at some points in the video, you see her hand is like kind of shaking because she's nervous.
Yeah.
It's 60 fucking feet.
And when she was pushed, she wasn't pushed like from the waist where you would where she would just tip off and probably fall feet first. The girl pushed her from the shoulders, pushed her straight forward.
Yeah, she shoved her.
Shoved her straight forward. So when she shoved straight forward, like we were saying, she was not ready to jump. She basically just belly flopped from 60 feet.
Ooh.
And you
hear the smack on the video.
60 feet up, because mind you, the person who's filming is on the bridge with them. So when she hit the water, you hear her hit the water from 60 feet above.
It is. Wow.
So should she go to jail?
Yes.
Yes.
What charge? What would y'all charge her with?
I'm not going to...
Manslaughter? Attempted manslaughter? Is that a thing?
I think in order to do attempted manslaughter, it had to be premeditated with the intent.
Well, that's
all about intent.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, manslaughter is manslaughter is an accident.
I don't know how crimes break down, but I'm just saying.
I mean, at the very least, reckless endangerment.
Yeah.
I mean, at the very least, reckless endangerment.
This kid is an adult.
She is. Technically, she's 18. She's an adult.
They try our minors as adults. I'm just saying. She's an adult.
And my thing is, get creative with your punishment. Make her ask Candy Stripe, volunteer, Candy Stripe, do something in the hospital.
She should be changing this girl's bedpan.
That would be a good punishment. Make her be her caretaker.
Yes.
For free. She out of school, she should be wherever she's at.
Yeah.
To handle her care.
Yes.
I mean, like I said,
Period.
I'm just glad they got that girl some help, because it very easily could have been.
Right. And if she doesn't need help, then find somebody else who does.
Somebody had presence of mind to call 911 immediately.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She clearly got some. She didn't go to the hospital I went to.
It's almost like when she got pushed, somebody else got on the phone was like, "Yo, just go ahead and come down."
Yeah, it definitely was. It definitely was. Thank God for that. But I think I think there should be
first.
Yeah, I definitely think there should be some charges, because again, looking at that video, the girl clearly did not want to jump. She was afraid to jump. You pushed her anyway, and I just think you at the very least reckless endangerment. At the very least,
water. She was obviously laying face down. And I'm pretty sure she passed out, so she was not.
And if y'all haven't seen the video, just Google "girl gets pushed off a 60-foot bridge," and it'll come up. I think part of the problem is a lot of times with these teenagers, they don't think about consequences. And I know
because they don't live forever. Cause I thought that was.
But it's not exclusive to this generation. I think the problem is we knew there were punishments behind it. You know, a lot of times it was, I don't want to do that because I'm not going to get in trouble, whether it's with your parents, the school, the police, or somebody. A lot of these young people nowadays, their thought is, can't nobody touch me. I'm good.
Yeah, they do. Well, when I worked at the juvenile detention center, and that's what I try to tell my students now, I'm like, I need y'all to understand, you are protected when you're on school property, because there's certain things you're protected from, but the minute that you go across that street and you back in the county,
I'm like, you know what? I was at it's different, because I think it was a generation of, I guess, with everything that's happened, everything's faster. Now there's younger people having kids today, where things are not the same as when my folks had me. It was a struggle. I had to learn life. Because I'm listening to one of the kids' studio. They had a party, and I'm listening to a mom. She's like, well, they're all spending the night this weekend, but, they don't want to stay one night, but they were all like, come on, we're having so much fun, and blah, 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 we'll have fun over here. And she's like, how can you say no? And I'm like, no.
I have 3 no's.
No.
There's no, there's hell no, then there's fuck no. So it depends on you where you want to start.
But she was all like, but, look at their kids. They're eating your food, staying in your house, spending your money. It's no. Why this shouldn't even been discussion?
I mean, your point is valid, but I remember my mom doing that. I remember me, because I had a summer party every year for my birthday party, and I remember us getting a second night and begging and pleading, and my mama being like, all right, whatever.
But let's go down.
Let's go down to Earl's videos, get some more movies.
But that's just it though.
Before Netflix and chill.
But the thing about it is, part of it is, one, your mother had already had her mindset where this probably gonna be my whole weekend. So she had probably already said yes to herself before she said yes to y'all.
Right.
But
I mean, don't get me wrong. My mother, if my mother was like, no, hell, I mean, like my mother could say no, but I'm just saying, that particular example, I'm just saying, I remember.
I'm just saying the sense.
But you get the concept.
Yeah, I do.
I'm watching.
I think we let our children dictate too many times.
Negotiate. Like,
I agree.
Answer back.
I agree.
Are you answering me back?
I ain't going back and forth. I
didn't ask you.
Hey. I agree.
Shut up. Go do what I told you to do. Like, why are you asking me?
And I'm sorry. We need to get back to why, because I fucking said so.
Thank you.
I said so.
Because I said so.
I
don't know why you think so or why you think, but I said so.
I said so.
Because I motherfucking said so. How do you want me to say this to you?
Like I tell my students, no is the same. I mean, I don't know how. Did you want me to say it differently?
Nah.
How do you want me to say no?
How you?
No. Nah.
This is what and you know what I tell my students when they I was like, does that work at home?
My best no is get out my face. Get out my face.
Because my thing is, and because I can always tell which students, like you said, because my statement to them is, does that work at home? Does that work for you at home?
Probably so.
Because I said no, and my answer is not going to change. Like, that's a hard no. That's not a I'll think about it. That's not a maybe. That is a no.
My favorite. Why are you still talking?
And you know what? Some of my kids, they were little.
Right.
You know, with kids, because their job is to try your patience.
Right.
So they're going to whine about it. So I told my kids at a very young age, only thing whining gets you is an ass whooping. So you can take my no.
Because you bug me.
Right.
Because you can take my no and move on and life still goes on. Or you can whine about my no, get an ass whooping, still get a no, and life goes on.
Right.
How do you want to have it? What type of day
what kind of no you want?
I am not going to feel bad about whooping you.
No.
Not.
I do P90X. We know, little taboo.
Oh, damn. All right, so last topic. We were gonna talk about the whole Cat Williams thing, but last thing I want to talk about, because we got about 15 more minutes. Last thing I want to talk about.
Yes, gonna end on time. Ish.
Right, ish.
So Mink and I already did a review of the movie Napoli Ever After, but we thought we wanted to bring in a male point of view, and we started sort of having a conversation, and I stopped it because I wanted to remember what we were talking about.
Are.
Everything I was about to say.
But we're going to say it. No, I'm gonna bring you back around. So Napoli Ever After was about
Sanaa Lathan.
Sanaa Lathan is about black women in their hair.
Baby? Sorry.
And it's in the movie on Netflix.
About black women in their hair. And so the bigger question we wanted to discuss with a man is and before we could even really get to the question, you started talking about how in your home you don't allow your daughters to do weaves and stuff unless it's like braids and they're adding hair to a braid type situation. But
okay.
Do you remember now what the point you were making?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
All right, well, the point I was making is my oldest, number two, number one.
How old is number one?
Number one, wait, 11?
Okay.
I'm going to say 11.
I mean, you were there, not us.
That sounds about right.
You're asking us like we know. You were there.
11. And I noticed when she getting her hair done, over the past few months, it's always long weave, whatever. Like, she's literally trying to cover up her hair. She has a lot of hair coming out of her scalp.
I'm about to say your daughter has hair.
Like, she's never cut her hair ever, so she has hair.
Right.
And I'm like, and I'm listening to her the person that does her hair. She's talking about, well, she wants to try to look like this, look like that, with straight long hair, blah, blah, whatever. She has curly hair. She can't get around it.
Right.
Between both her parents, there's no way she gonna have straight hair. Like,
right. Without any type of chemical intervention.
I don't even think chemicals.
Hot comb.
I think chemicals gonna last a day. She got the chemical and hot comb to get her hair straight. Like, just to keep it real. But she has a lot of it. So I decided, because I'm like, I got tired of hearing the back and forth. I'm like, you losing like an identity, from my mind, like, you losing identity of yourself. Like, you're a smart girl. You're confident in yourself. Like, she models, she dances, whatever. She'll do stuff. Like, she's led stuff and taking over this dance studio and everything else,
right.
Acting, all that stuff. So I'm like, I think we're working on self-image right now. We gonna cut this out.
Right.
Right now, because because in my mind it's a backwards turn. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to have a long unnecessary ponytail that's clearly not your hair.
Right.
Like, you're not gonna find a number nothing that matches your hair texture. It's not gonna happen.
He said a number nothing.
I'm just saying, it's real. So I told, I'm like, look, because the person does her hair, a friend of ours, Jen. Hey, what's up?
Shout out.
I know you. Like I subscribed to her. So, hey, what's up, Jen?
He's I subscribed her.
Family.
Speaking of which, we are up to 932.
What?
Oh shit.
932 subscribers. Thank you very much.
We need 68 more.
So I told her, no more weaving her hair. Because one, she doesn't need it. Because she has plenty of hair.
Right.
That's one. And like, unless it's for a show, like they're doing a modeling show and there's a specific theme, or she needs a specific
hairdo, or something.
Hairstyle or something.
Not Pacific.
Oh, don't do that.
That's on the other coast.
Ooh. I hate when people do that, but
right. So,
and I had an English teacher that used to do that.
I
was
shit.
like, really, you?
So unless it's for that,
conversation.
unless it's for that, no, and only like give her something for the show, because she'll be up in the morning like trying to do extra stuff with her hair, like she going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sam, you're going to middle school.
Right.
If you don't get your ass out the bathroom and get your shit together, so that I gotta go to work. Why didn't leave on? I didn't leave on time.
Exactly.
You get out of here.
So I mean, so it sounds like as a father, you are being assertive in not allowing her to get to the point where. So now Lathan's character was in a movie where her identity was so locked into her hair. I mean, like in the opening scene, I'm not to tell too much of the movie, but her mom came over at like 5 o'clock in the morning to press her hair out so her hair would be straight when she woke up that morning for her boyfriend.
When her boyfriend woke up for her
boyfriend woke up
for her birthday.
For her birthday, because she thought he was gonna propose to her. So she was like, I have to be perfect. And her mom, and because her mother had instilled that thought process in her about her hair, her mother showed up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and was doing her hair. Absolutely. You're looking at me like I'm crazy, but I promise you this is what happened.
Okay,
I believe you, but it's like,
well,
that
hold
shouldn't
up.
be a thing.
Wait a minute, pause. Spoiler alert, because I want to talk about the movie in full, because there's a lot of key points. So, spoiler alert, you haven't seen Nappily Ever After, pause, move the fuck on, whatever. Okay. Because...
No, just pause, go watch it, and then come back.
Right, there you go. There you go.
Watch it, then come back.
There you go. Very good, very good. Then come back.
We only got 10 minutes, so it's only 10 minutes.
Right. Okay, but my thought is this. The issue she had with her hair, her mother instilled in her.
Absolutely, it was a taught.
It was taught,
yeah.
Her mother instilled.
Well, most of that's taught.
Right.
Either through society or our family, yeah.
Yeah, and it opens up with her. The open sequence was her being a child. Remember back when she was a child, wanting to get into the pool, but she couldn't get into the pool. Her mother told her not to get into the pool because she didn't want to get her hair wet. Now, so you brought your child to a pool party with all the kids running around playing, but you're constantly telling your child, back up, don't get your hair wet. So why'd you bring her to a pool party? So she already had this love-hate relationship from the beginning, and she didn't know why. You create an oxymoron. You create a battle in your child by her own self-image simply by doing stuff like that.
Right. And I have a child that loves to be outside, be athletic, loves to swim, and everything else.
Right.
I don't know.
But I like the fact that I like that. I like the fact that you're saying this is not acceptable. Like I don't want her to, I'm seeing a pattern. I'm seeing where her hair is becoming more important than it should be. And so as the father, this is what I'm saying. Because one of the questions we asked.
She too young to be making life decisions. That's
about her hair. Well, definitely not about her hair
or anything.
Right.
Like, come on.
So
she's
11. So let me ask you, excuse me, one of the, and so I already know the answer that you're going to, but as generally speaking, a man, not you, because I know you know.
Go ahead.
Do you think that a woman should consult with her husband or significant other about cutting her hair or doing something drastic to her hair?
Not really, because it wouldn't even faze me, to be honest.
So if your wife came home with a shaved head, she decided to just...
She actually talked about it.
But that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't bother you.
I mean... Well, she talked to me about
because
it already.
she talked to you about it, right? So if she never mentioned it,
we'll just say this: my wife knows I love hair,
right?
You know.
But what I'm saying is, let's just say she just one day she had a bad day, and she went to the hairdresser and was like, "Fuck it, cut it all off." She didn't call you, she didn't talk to you, she just came home with a fade. Would you be upset that the conversation, not that she asked permission, but would you be upset that the conversation didn't come to you? That was no conversation about it?
Would I be upset? Yes. Let me finish.
No, I'm not going to say no. I want you to finish.
Look, would I be upset? Yes. Would I be open? Like, well, she wouldn't be able to. She would know I was upset.
Right.
Because I can't hide it. but I wouldn't address her like, why didn't you talk to me about it, blah, 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 because it's your hair.
Okay,
you understand what I'm saying?
I understand. So you would be upset, but you wouldn't feel like...
I would be pissed.
Yeah,
right.
Okay,
I'll be mad.
Okay.
But it's your hair. It's on your head.
Right.
I can't tell you
But
this shit.
And I can understand that.
With
I can
your
understand
hair.
that.
Okay, I don't understand.
You can't help me.
Why don't you understand?
Because if you respect the fact that it's her hair, then why are you pissed?
Because it's my personal preference.
Right.
But it's my personal preference.
Yeah.
It's not my hair, though.
I would be... I mean, on the flip side, if I had a husband
like,
who
you're
had...
my wife. Okay.
Right, he's not saying he's gonna leave her.
I know that.
Right,
I know that.
You're my wife. And all of that. Just understand. You're my wife. Mm-hmm. So we used to have it better for worse. Mm-hmm. We went through worse things in your hair. Mm-hmm. But, you're still my girlfriend, though.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, you're my hot, sexy girlfriend.
Right.
And all of that. You just cut all your hair off. And that's a part of...
That's a big attraction for you.
That's a part of the hot, sexy girlfriend.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Now, would I be pissed? Yes. Would I really say shit about it? Nah. Okay. Am I not going to turn your overlay on?
That ain't gonna stop no party. That ain't gonna stop no party in the bedroom,
I'll be honest with you. Yes, I would be mad. I would be mad.
I'll be honest with you. I've dated.
But I wouldn't lock her down like.
Yeah, I've dated guys with hair, like
this is over,
or stuff like that. And I'll be honest with you, if my significant other had dreads or whatever the situation was, and just came home one day and they were all gone, I probably would be taken aback. Like, again, ain't nothing I'm gonna break up with you. It's not my hair, wasn't my preference. But if that was something that attracted me to you, which I am attracted to dreads, if that well kept dreads. If that was something, and then it was just gone.
That's about to
but
hit her on emails.
Right.
Responsible.
Right.
Well kept, nigga.
Right.
Don't be having no bush at the bottom of the dress.
Right. I mean, I can see. So I see your point. I think your point is valid. I mean, but
that's a wife. You in it for the long haul. So
this is why. Okay, so I used to have a lot of hair. And my mom was not the way her mom was in it, but my mom was the one who...
A little close.
Yeah, my mother was the one of, don't ever, ever, ever cut your hair. Like, my mother was alive and saw this right here, it would kill her. Like, that was a big issue with her. It was always hair. And all of my family had...
Was she Indian?
Let her tell us she was part Indian. On her daddy's side.
So
you need to do an ancestry.
Right.
Ancestry with her.
You want to give it the asshole side.
I was.
No, see? Now.
But it's, it was always an issue of don't cut your hair. So I always grew up with not cutting my hair, but I didn't know how to manage it. And my hair is really thick and it's really long. And the irony of me watching this movie, when I was watching Nappily Ever After, I was actually putting a relaxer in my hair watching the movie. So I'm watching the movie and I'm like, okay, I feel her. I'm fried, dyed, and laid to the side.
Me too, boo.
I feel her. So when my husband and I met, one of the first things he told me was,
Go ahead.
One of the first things he told me was, don't cut your hair. So one of the first things I did was I went and got my hair cut.
No.
I had pencil curls.
You did the opposite.
No.
You did the opposite of what he wanted you to do.
Look at the non-surprise on my face.
Can't say either one of them.
But go ahead.
But my thing is, like I told him, and we've been together for whatever many years.
Ever.
And I think in our relationship, and not no scruff
up,
against,
man?
and no scruff against him,
You
but
this week.
he loved long hair and all this other stuff. But it just take me 2 hours to wash through, detangle, comb, blow dry.
It is a process.
And wasn't no help. In our 20-some year relationship, he's washed my hair, I think, twice.
Oh, I'd have been there.
So it's like...
Wait,
you wash wifey's hair?
It's not on Friday.
You wash wifey's hair? Oh, that's sweet.
Don't do that, no.
Oh, damn. Okay.
And then, don't get me wrong, and he's offered sometimes, and I've turned him down because I can hurry and wash it really, really quick. It's not a quick thing. It's a time consuming thing.
It is very time consuming. When I'm one of those people that I'm the same way. I cannot do my own hair. Like
right.
I can comb it obviously, but I'm saying to make it look the way I would like for it to look.
Right.
So that's why it'd be looking crazy when it's time to go to the hairdresser.
But
it is a process. When I do my own hair, washing it, like you said, I have thick hair as well, even with the chemicals and all that. It is a process. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to be natural. No disrespect. Shout out to those that are, but that ain't my journey. I don't want to be that.
And when I started going to undergrad, I was saying this earlier, I had walked into this group. They sort of signed up, it was like women empowering, whatever. And I went to this group, and I was the only woman, and it was 6 of us, I think. And I was the only woman whose hair was not right natural. And mine just is like 20 years ago. So it was just starting. And so the lady who was hosting the group, moderating or whatever, she tried to come sideways with this little comment of
sideways.
Competition, they must come sideways.
For those of you that don't know, that means she was trying to start some beef.
She tried to throw some fucking shade. I wasn't having it. Mm-hmm. So she came with the whole, well, we're all here. We've accepted ourselves and da. And then she looks at me and goes, well, some of us.
Bitch.
We're not a slave to the chemicals and da. So I had to break that bitch down to the lowest common denominator.
Lowest common.
Because, first of all, what you're not going to fucking do is try and embarrass me in public.
You got to be educated to watch this show.
That's what you're not going to do. Second of all, like I told her, if this group is about women empowering women and supporting each other, how the fuck you going to come to me about putting chemicals in my damn hair?
Right.
I wasn't out here pushing shit to people.
Right.
I wasn't pushing liquid crack to nobody. I wasn't telling them, oh, you not pretty because you didn't straighten and relax your hair.
Right. It was just my decision.
And I told her, I said, any fucking time you willing to come to my motherfucking house, I will give you my goddamn address and my wash schedule. You can come handle all this shit.
No, yeah, but she's making an assumption because there are people that have different grades of hair, especially among our community. That could really just be your hair.
Right.
She didn't know that. She was making an assumption. Well, I'll tell you guys what, this was, we got to, Gary, wrap it up. This was a great show. Y'all let us know what y'all think in those comments. What you think about the hair situation? What you think about Brett Kavanaugh's bitch ass? What you think about Bill Cosby? What else did we talk about?
Getting pushed off the bridge.
Pushed off the, oh yeah, that bitch need to go to jail. We didn't get
insurance.
We didn't get to Cat
and
Williams.
Yes, get insurance. Get some insurance. That's not a conversation.
Right.
Get some insurance. If not for you, then for your loved ones.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're gonna put it in. We're gonna put the information down in the comments.
Because I'm not attached to anybody.
While you're
what you need.
While you're struggling to deal with the grief of losing a loved one, the last thing you want to do is try to figure out how you're going to bury them.
I watched my mom try to bury my father.
And it's hard. I've been through. And the thing about it is, I remember watching something where this couple, their son died, and they did a GoFundMe page. And the thing that got me was they all came in fucking t-shirts with his picture and whatever on it. But it took them like 30 to 45 days to bury him because they didn't have the money to bury him, and they waiting for their GoFundMe to come in.
Damn, that's sad. All right, you guys. Everybody have a great week, and hopefully maybe since our team plays Monday night, maybe we can do next Sunday. We'll see if we can get together.
Next Sunday.
Yeah. All right.
Because I don't have anything on my schedule right now.
Take us out, Mink.
Look, the next time you out and you just enjoying yourself and you living your best life, and somebody coming to you with some straight
somebody
bullshit.
Somebody trying to get back and forth with you.
Right. Don't go back and forth these niggas. Just say, really, bitch.
Smile, bitch.
Smile. I gotta find a Nickelback for y'all too.
Yeah, do the Nickelback.
Nah,
IT guy.
I probably know it.